Hello and welcome. So today I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Quick Cryptic crossword, and this is being published on the 7th of September 2024. Now with these I talk them through very slowly. I'm going to try and go even a little bit even slower this morning, try and really kind of bring out my thoughts and kind of try and help out. My aim here is to talk to people. This series of crosswords is to help people get into cryptic crosswords, so I'm going to try and give a solve that enables you to see how I'm thinking and what the possibilities are and so on. So hopefully I'm going to manage that. It's been set by Picaroon, and the special instructions, as always, the special instructions tell us that the definition to the answer is either at the beginning of the sentence or the end of the sentence, and there are 4 types of clue. There's anagrams, there's hidden words, like a good hidden word. We've got charades, which is where you take 2 words, put them together, and they make a new word. Sometimes you can have 3 words, like once we had Connect, I cut, to get the state Connecticut. And we get sound likes, and I know people have problems with sound likes. I've seen it in the comments. They don't know which end, so I'll try and explain which end of those to go through. So without further ado, I'm going to crack on. So I'm just going to go through the clues, look for things I can put in first that are easy. So number 1 across, piece from Shelley showing underworld. So piece from, I think we're going to be looking for the underword, and Shelley has got hell written in it there. So piece from is telling us it's a hidden word, underworld is the definition, so hell. On to number 2. So sun ridicules loose overgarments. So we've either got a definition that's sun, or we've got overgarments. Ridicules might be an anagram indicator. We're looking for a 6-letter word. Overgarments. I can't think of any word for overgarments. Sun doesn't really occur to me as having any kind of synonym that might be the answer. So I think we're looking for an overgarment here. I can't think how to break that clue down at this moment, so I'm going to go straight on to the next one. Influences troublemaker with New Testament book. So I would always look at New Testament as being an abbreviation, and I'm going to put it in there because I think we're probably looking at well, actually no, I don't think it's New Testament, in fact, but I'll come back to that in a minute. Because I think we've got a charade here, but actually I'm now thinking, no, New Testament book is probably saying we want one of the books of the New Testament. A troublemaker is normally an imp, so I think maybe we've got imp there. Influences, imp, lies, implies, could be influences. New Testament book, the book of lies, I don't think so. I can't think. I'm going to leave that and move on to the next one. Low flying bird. So we're either looking for something meaning low. Low sometimes comes up as moo, as in cows low. Or we're looking for a bird that's 3. Now I'm thinking of a bird that's 3 letters is an owl, and flying is a good anagram indicator. So there we go, owl. So next one. So we've got part of Reading, or they put a capital there now. Capitals don't always mean it could be part of reading. Now I'm reading that, I'm thinking part might be implying it's a hidden word. Let's look at what definition could be. Drab shows drab quality. So part of Reading in essence. Is there oh gosh, we've got a 9-letter word. Dinginess. There we are. Dinginess is hidden away there, and drab quality is dinginess. On to the next across. Cocktail and a kind of pizza. Picked up. Picked up is a good sound like word, so that's where I'm going straight to think of. So picked up is next to the word a kind of pizza, which is a margarita, which is also a type of cocktail. Now I have to admit I'm not sure how to spell this, but we're looking for the cocktail spelling of margarita, so I think that's spelt that like that way, and I think a margarita pizza has an A in the middle. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to rely on some of these letters in the middle to, when I come around to this clue again, to let me know. Okay, Boy Star on the radio. So again, on the radio, classic sound alike clue. So on the radio is next to star, so that's the word we need to change to become something like a boy. Well, boy is your sun, and a star is the sun, so we need the sun, star sun is next to the radio bit, so we need to then change that to become the answer. Yeah. So the somewhat may be a hidden word indicator. Annoying rat annoying could even be an anagram. Annoying rat, even a thankless so and so. So we're looking for a 7-letter word here. Somewhat, and I'm looking at ingrate just in there. So the phrase annoying rat, I kind of part of me thought as I was reading that, it didn't seem like I might be able to do much with that as a clue. Somewhat, as I say, is very good. Some is especially a hidden word indicator. Somewhat can be sometimes. It's saying take some of the clue. So ingrate, and an ingrate is a thankless so and so. Okay, passes on the Spanish fuel. Now my first impression of that clue is I see the word the Spanish. So that makes me think there's an EL in this clue. And then I'm going fuel. Well, fuels, there's petrol, there's gas, there's oil, there's diesel. Diesel ends in EL. And diesel begins with D-I-E-S, which is to pass on, isn't it? If you die, you pass on. So passes on is dies. Reporters dispatched a little cash. Okay, reporters is another good sound-like indicator. Dispatched is if I sent something, I'd be sending it, or sent it, I've sent it. But that's next to the sound-like, so that's the word we are sound-aliking to get to a little cash. So a little cash would be sent. I'll go through the downs. I was wondering about just filling in some of these ones down here. We hear this resembles a rabbit's fur. So we hear this probably suggests there's a sound like in here. I mean, we can check out what we've got. It's unlikely. Nothing in there suggests there's an anagram. Nothing in there suggests there's a hidden word. Could be a charade, but we hear this is most likely a sound like. And I'm looking at this over here. That H is making me think of hare, and resembles a rabbit. So hare, as in. Okay, so I need to take this out because this is wrong. A hare like that is resembles a rabbit, and it's next to the sound like indicator. So therefore, we need to then change that to something meaning fur, which is hare. Oh, and actually, maybe I can put that back in imp, because the I worked. Okay. 2 down. Cut last part of handle's work. Now I've got an L and a P, so there's only probably 5 possibilities there, maybe 6. So lap, lep, lip, lop, and I'm thinking, cut equals lop, lop and lip with a Y. So most likely it's lop. Last part of handle, so the last part of handle is an L, and a work is an opus, something that's operating, but your opus is your written work. So lop is the answer. A bit of sadomasochism, so I'm thinking at this point a bit of, sounds like we're going to have a hidden word here. We've got a long hidden word to shove in here. This is going to be interesting. Is giving some doubt, so it's going to start somewhere in here if it's a hidden word. I've got a G there. What have we got? Misgiving, I think. Misgivings. I mean, that's quite a nice one actually, because we had that. Once you had that G wherever it was in place, I could begin to work off of that and get to where I needed to get to. And doubts are misgivings. No idea what can fit in there. Illness from water in unhygienic hole, rancid. So I've just read that quickly and I've got no idea reading it quickly. Illness from water in unhygienic hole, rancid. So looking for a 7-letter word. There's not 7 letters there that makes me think I can do an anagram. I've actually just spotted the answer in all honesty, because I'm looking here at the O and the E, kind of thinking, oh, there's no an E in whole, and I'm thinking, oh, actually, suddenly my brain's gone, illness from water is cholera, and in cholera, cholera, there it is. So that was a combination of looking at my letters over here that I had, seeing that they matched up to here just by kind of by accident, but also at the same time thinking what fits in those letters are illness from water, cholera. This one, leaders of Sun, paper, flog, prominent news story. Leaders of Sun, paper. So that leaders of, I don't, just wondering if we're allowed to do leaders of SP. Yes, we are, because the answer, okay, so leaders of Sun paper tells us to put SP. And then flog is to lash, which gives us a prominent news story, which is a splash. Let's move on down. Among serialists, so among is making me think we've got a hidden word coming in, especially with serialist, candali, serious, so scandalise, and shock is to scandalise. So yeah, wow. So Pickering's done a fantastic job here of fitting in. Ah, that's how you spell margarita, is it? Okay, margarita, whichever one it was, cocktail. So I mean, just talking about the margarita clue, that's interesting because you know, in a clue like cocktail and the kind of pizza picked up, there's no way to know how to spell that. You have to just know it. But obviously, where the letters cross in the checkers, you get some hints. But it is, yeah, if it's wrong at the end, I'll be wrong because I can't spell, not because I don't understand the clue. So yeah, let's go back to 7 down, the one I've highlighted. So we've got among is a hidden word indicator, and I just kind of looked at that and thought, wow, surrealist, candali, seriously, shock. Gives you scandalise, shock, scandalise. Perturb, enraged, criminal. So I'm looking at this thinking this looks like we've got an anagram, and we look like we've got 3 7-letter words, is there? Oh no, that's an 8-letter word. So we can't be anagramming criminal. We could be anagramming perturb. We could be anagramming enraged. Look at the answer here though, DRNE. Looks like I need to anagram enraged. So perturb is the anagram indicator. Criminal, so something that is criminal is deranged, you know. So criminal in this sense is not a particular person, particular type of criminal. It's used as a adjective. Would it be adjective? Maybe a verb? I'm not sure. Not great on these things, but good enough. Tickled, Medusa going wild. We haven't had many anagrams. I'm thinking goes wild as an anagram indicator. I'm looking over here, thinking, okay, MSD. I'm thinking tickled. So tickled ends in ED. I could put an ED in there. If you haven't worked out by now, we've got an A and a U left, which would be amused. So again here we've got this, as we have with the sound likes, Medusa is next to goes wild. So Medusa is the word we are anagramming, and it's the only 6-letter word there anyway to get to tickled. So the grammar of the sentence, the syntax of the sentence is answer, thing to anagram, telling you to anagram it. Likewise here we've got reported is probably sound alike. So sound like indicator is next to an impressive exploit in IAM's say. I don't know what IAMs are. What? ENET. So I'm looking actually going, well, I don't know. Is it, you know, this in makes me wonder if there's a hidden word there, but it's not because there's no ET next to each other. So reported is sound like, impressive exploit is a I think IAMs are something to do with poetry, the meter of poetry. Impressive exploit. You know, I'm kind of thinking of adventure, but I mean that's. I'm going to come back to that. Let's get on with this one. Okay, I've got an A and an E. Ace or 8 is my most likely. We're told a number dined. Dined was probably 8. We're told a number. So okay, so we're told is sound like. It's next to a number, so the number 8, and that gets us to the answer, dined 8. Got a couple up here to complete first, and then I've still got that one to come back to. Okay, so sun, often abbreviated to S, and ridicules is mocks, and smocks are loose overgarments. What's this? Influences troublemaker with New Testament book. Imp influences impacts. Acts is a book of the New Testament. So I had to think there. What's a word for influences? So and then I can break it down to troublemaker is an imp, and a New Testament book is Acts. And now I've got this one that I don't know what this means. Impressive exploit. So at this point, I am in the horrible situation of just needing to think alphabet trawl, which is really hard with these letters, E and T. And it might be easier to start here. So it can't be Z. It could be an X. Text. Next. ET, CT, VT, BT. N is going to have lots of possibilities there. I mean, to be honest, this is going to be an interesting one. Because I don't know what iams are really, other than I think there's something to do with the way you write poetry or something. But feet. So okay, so an impressive exploit is a feat spelt with an A. So I'm guessing we're looking to get to feet. Iams, feet. Okay, well that's my answer. I have to go with that. I'm going to check everything and see. And it is. Okay, there we go. All done. So got there eventually. Right. I'll just run through the clues in case anyone missed anything on the way through. So a piece from Shelley showing underworld. So we've got an answer of hell. So hell is the underworld, and a piece from Shelley. So take a piece out of Shelley, and we've got hell in there. S for sun. Ridicules is mocks, which gives us a charade. So that's a charade clue, which gives us smocks, which are loose overgarments. Influence impacts is the answer, and that's equivalent of influences. So that's definition at the start of the sentence. We've got troublemaker is an imp. That comes up a lot. Remember that one. And a New Testament book is Acts. So put them together. Impacts. I like this clue. This is a good, quick, cryptic clue, I think. So low flying birds. We've got owl. So our definition was at the end. Bird. And low flying was an anagram of low, so anagram indicator flying, anagram low to get to owl. Part of reading in essence shows drab quality, so we've got drab quality is dinginess, so that's the definition, and part of is telling us to look in reading in essence, and hidden away there it is. Cocktail and a kind of pizza picked up, so we've got a margarita cocktail, and margarita is also a type of pizza, but we're looking for the sound alike of the pizza, so that's why we put in the cocktail. Boy star on the radio, so boy is your son, boy could be your son, could be a son. A star is the sun, S-U-N, that's next to the sound like indicator, so we take the sound like of sun that's a star and change it to a boy. Somewhat annoying rat, even a thankless so-and-so. So an ingrate is a thankless so-and-so. So that's the definition. So somewhat is telling us to look in annoying rat, even. And somewhere in there we've got ingrate. Passes on the Spanish fuel. Okay. Diesel's the answer. Diesel is fuel. We've got passes on is dies. If someone dies, they pass on, and the Spanish is EL. So you do get some foreign articles, mainly English. English is obviously not it's foreign. It's not foreign to me, but to some people it is. But you get English articles, the, a and an. You get French articles, le for the and une for a, and all the variations of that, le and la, and uns. You get German ones occasionally, ein and der for the and a. You get Italian one very rarely, which I think is il for the, and you get Spanish one, the Spanish. So they're worth learning. Reporters dispatched a little cash. So a little cash is cent. So American, think about American. The dollar, and the cent is the small equivalent of pennies. The cent, 100 cents in a dollar. So that's the definition. We've got a sound like indicator of reported, and if you sent something, you dispatched it. So we sent as in dispatched is next to reporter, so we're taking the sound like of sent to get to the little cash version of that. Another sound like in a row. We hear this. So we hear this is sound like indicator. What resembles a rabbit? Well, a hare does. So it's next to the indicator, so we need to go from the animal to a type of fur, which is hair, as I put in there. Cut is to lop, so that's the definition. Then last part of handle, so the last letter of handle is L, and op for work. Opus, think of the word operating, gets you, something that's operating is working, so op is work, and again that comes up a lot. This has been quite interesting in the puzzle, because we've had, in a couple of places, we've had his charades taking part of something, so it's not just two words added together, it's actually been take the last part of handle, an L, and then put it onto an op. A bit of sadomasochism is giving some doubts, so misgivings are some doubts, and a bit of is telling us there's a hidden word, and at the end of it's starting at the end of sadomasochism. Misgivings, so it goes all the way into some. Illness from water is cholera, that's definition, and it's in, so it's hidden in, unhygienic, whole, rancid, C, whole, ra. None of these charades coming up, so we've got the leaders of Sun paper, SP, flog is to lash, and a prominent news story is a splash. Among surrealists can Dali seriously shock, so scandalises to shock. Among is telling us there's a hidden word, and we've got surrealists can Dali seriously, so S can Dali SE, scandalise. 10 across, 10 down, sorry, perturb, enrage, criminal. So criminal in this sense is to be deranged, so it's not a criminal as in the sense of a person who's a criminal, it's the sense of, as I say, I'm not sure whether it's an adjective or a verb, and therefore we've got derange is an anagram of enraged. That's indicated by perturb. Tickled, Medusa goes wild, so I've got an anagram of Medusa to get to amused, which is tickled, and goes wild is telling us to anagram Medusa, and it's next to Medusa, so that's why we know to anagram it. Reported, impressive exploit in iams, say. So reported is another sound like an impressive exploit is a feat. Iams, say, I've got no idea what iams are really, but they're obviously feat. And say there is just telling us iams are an example of something of feat. I don't really get that. I have to be honest, I do not understand that. My knowledge of vocab is not good enough to know what those are. And finally, we've got another sound alike. So we're told. So that's telling us there's an anagram. A sound alike. A number, the number 8, and then because the sound like is next to the number, so we need to then convert that into a word meaning dined, which is 8. So there you go. Hope that was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if it was useful, if there was anything else I needed to explain, if there was anywhere I got a bit confusing. Thank you for watching.